ဒီကဘုဒ္ဓတော်ပစ္စတိဆိုရဲရှုပုံနည်းပြစာကြောင်းလေးဟာဒီမိထာတစ်သုံးလုံးကိုအကုန်လုံးချုံပြီးလို့ပါတယ်သဘောကြတဲ့ရတယ်သဘောကြတဲ့ဆိုစကလုံးဘုဒ္ဓတော်ပစ္စတိဆိုအဲ့ဒါရှင်းလုံးနဲ့ပါအဲ့ဒါရှင်းလုံးပါတယ်ဝါကြတယ်လေမာလိထံသုံးလုံးချုံထားတဲ့အနာအောင်ကြတော့ဒီဟာကိုညရမှာအကိန်းတွေဆောင်ဖို့လုပ်မယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ချစ်ခဲ့ရှုမှသဘာဝမြင်ပြီးဆိုတာပေါ့ဒီလိုချစ်ခဲ့ရှုလို့ရှိရင်ဒီသဘာဝတိုင်းမြင်တာဒီအရှိတိုင်းမြင်တာအဲဒီလို
Sadhu says, yesterday he has explained about the brief instruction which has given by the Buddha himself as the Buddham Buddhato Pasati. This short instruction could be covered all those teachings of Satipatthana. All those teachings of Satipatthana could be put only those 2-3 words in which there are only 8 syllables. And you can make short aphorism also through that 8-syllabic words. Observing precisely each and every moment to see clearly all the phenomena.
Buddha ဆိုတာဘုဒ္ဓနိခန္ဓာပိဋကံလို့ဒီလိုဆိုထားပါတယ်ဘုရားဆိုတာခန္ဓာ၅ပါးပါပဲဒီဝေဒနာဆင်းရဲစိတ်ခါရဝိညာဉ်ခေါ်တဲ့ဒီ၅စုပါပဲဒီကြပါစို့ဘုန်းကြီးပြောနေတဲ့အတိုင်းယောဂီနားထဲမှာရောက်လာတယ်ပေါ့ဒီမှာခန္ဓာ၅ပါးခွဲမယ်ဆိုနာယုရှိရနားထဲမှာပေါ်လာတဲ့အပန်းကလေးရုပ်ရှိတယ်ဒါကြီးပဲခန္ဓာရုပ်ရှိတယ်ပြီးတော့အဲ့ဒီအတန်ကိုကြားလိုက်တဲ့သဘောကြားတဲ့သဘောဘုဒ္ဓဝိနည်းအဝိညာဉ်နဲ့ခန္ဓာပြီးတော့နားထဲမှာအတန်ကောင်းလေးတွေကြားလို့ရှိရင်ပေါ့အတန်ကောင်းဆိုးလိုက်ပေါ့ကြားလို့ရှိရင်ခံစားတဲ့သဘောဒါလည်းနာလို့ထင်ရှားတာကြားတဲ့အတန်လေးကိုမှတ်သားတဲ့သဘောပညာသဘောဒါလည်းထင်ရှားတယ်ဒီကြားရလောက်အောင်တုံ့ဆော်တိုက်တွန်းနေတဲ့သဘောတနည်းအားဖြင့်လည်းပဲနားထဲမှာအတန်နဲ့ကြားကြည့်တဲ့စိတ်နဲ့ဆုံတွေ့တဲ့သဘောကြားနေတော့အောင်တုံ့ဆော်ပြီးတဲ့သဘောဒီလိုပဲဆန္ဒတယ်အဲဒီအထင်ရှားဆုံးကတော့ညတရားထဲမှာဆိုလို့ရှိရင်ကြားသိတာကြားတွေ့တာကြားခံစားတာဒီညတရားသဘောကတော့ထင်ရှားတယ်။ဒီလိုမျိုးထင်ရှားတယ်။အဲဒီလိုခန္ဓာကြီးနဲ့အုပ်စုပဲမယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်၅မျိုးကိုသဘောတရားပေါင်းလိုက်လို့ဆိုရင်နာနေရုပ်ပဲဒီတရားတစ်ပါးဒါပဲထင်ရှားတယ်။ဒါဒီလိုလို့ဆိုဖြစ်နေလောကီနားထဲမှာလောလောဆယ်ကြားနေတာဒီကြား
In that short instruction. Bhuta means Bhutanti Khanda Panchakam, explained in the commentary. Bhuta means all those 5 aggregates. Such as corporeality or the physicality and sensation of feelings, perception, mental formation and consciousness. These 5 aspects are called 5 aggregates. Those 5 aggregates could be named as Bhuta. You can put them together in group, then there will be only 2 aspects, physical aspect and the mental aspect, or body and mind. Only these 2 aspects are there in 5 aggregates. If you put in brief to those 5 aggregates, each and every object, you can divide those 5 aggregates clearly. Sayadaw says, for the example, now the yogis are listening to Sayadaw's each and every words. You have sensitive ears, and there is the sound wave coming towards your sensitive ears. Those sensitive ears are physical object, and the sound wave also physical object. These are included in the corporeality. When the sound waves comes in your sensitive ears, they get together, then there is another object through which you can know that there is some sound. So that knowing is consciousness. And when you hear the sound, whether it would be pleasurable sound or unpleasurable sound, according to the nature of sound, you might have some kind of feeling, either pleasurable feeling or unpleasurable feeling. If the sound is agreeable to you, then you might have pleasurable feeling. If the sound is disagreeable to you, then there will arise unpleasurable feeling. So there is the feeling object again, and to have that feeling, when the sound wave and the ear sense base get together, there will be some kind of perception in your mind. This type of sound is there, and that perception is the sanya, which is called, and that is also one aggregate among those 5 aggregates. So as the perception, you perceive the object as the sound. This kind of sound is there. So in this way, when you hear sound at that time, these 5 groups of aggregates are there in listening to that sound.
What do you call that? Solution. Na Jidane, Jare, upon that is the word you the word of what will tell you. Jadi, Jadu, Jack and Dara, he the word is hidden, and the other one is that in Sala. And the other for Jazek Lama, the unit, about 2 or 3. Not that they never Jamu of China. Jadi, Jadu, Jack and another water than Jamu without a China. Unit came here, Yuna, the Basso, the woman. Unit came here like now, Kyoshi, Nana give me a radio of Kyoshi. Una the Yuna lady does it. We did it,
Then, if you want to put them together according to their natures, as it has stated before, the sensitive ear is the physical object, and the sound wave also physical object. In one group, they are physicality or corporeality group. And again, if you put another 3 groups, remaining 3 groups, this feeling group, mental formation group, and the consciousness, these are the knowing aspects. So as the knowing aspects, you can put them in one place as the mind aggregate. So in this way, all those 5 aggregates could be put simply in 2 names, physicality and mentality. Apart from these 2 physical and mental processes, there isn't any other kind of process following there. Without these 2 processes, there couldn't be any active act in our life. So whenever you have to gain something in your existence, these 2 aspects should be followed together, then only some kind of understanding or some kind of knowing or some kind of grasping will be there. So therefore, in the sensuous spheres and fine material spheres, where these 2 are predominant, without these 2 phenomena, there couldn't be any active act in such existences. So therefore, only these substantial 2 phenomenal aspects are getting together and acting as the active acts, as the existence.
She the word I want is a deal also. Jare, my Nana, Nana, she don't be a woman like the Pantella. Who knew what you know that my Dama.
as you have these two physical and mental phenomena in hearing, in the same way, in seeing also these two phenomena are there, and in smelling also these two phenomena are there, in tasting also these two phenomena are there, in touching also these two phenomena are there. Apart from those two phenomenal processes, there isn't any kind of everlasting entity which can hear, which can smell, which can taste, and which can touch, and which can hear. So there isn't any person, there isn't any being, there isn't any ego, there isn't any soul, there isn't any self, there isn't any being, there isn't any person which can smell, which can taste, which can touch, which can see, and which can hear, if you keep those two phenomenal aspects apart from your life.
ဒါကမှနည်းနည်းလေးနဲ့နေသေးလို့အလွယ်ဆုံးပြောရမယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်တော့သိကြပါလို့တွေးဖို့တူဖြစ်လာတဲ့အခါဒီကနာယုံနဲ့နာနဲ့ယူတွဲပြီးလို့ဖြစ်နေတာပဲအကြောင်းနဲ့အကျိုးနဲ့တကယ်ဆက်သွယ်ပြီးလို့ဖြစ်နေတာတွေးမှုအစဉ်စဉ်ဟာအများအမြင်တော့တွေးတယ်ပေါ့ဒါပေမဲ့ဒီထဲမှာတောင်းလိုက်တင်းလိုက်လှုပ်လိုက်ရွေးလိုက်ဒီသဘောတွေပဲရုပ်စုတွေပဲဖြစ်နေတာပဲဒီရုပ်စုတွေဟာအကြောင်းပဲသူကဖြစ်နေတာပေါ့အကြောင်းနဲ့ဖြစ်နေတာပဲကိုယ်ကျင်တဲ့စိတ်အစဉ်စဉ်ကိုယ်အစဉ်စဉ်လေးဒါတွေဖြစ်နေတာဒီတော့ကိုယ်ကျင်တဲ့စိတ်အစဉ်စဉ်နဲ့ကိုယ်အစဉ်စဉ်ဒီသဘောတရားလေးတွေဟာဒါဘုဒ္ဓပဲဘုဒ္ဓနိယထာစကံပัจจิဇာတတ္တဘုဒ္ဓတေဥစ္စတိဘုဒ္ဓဆိုတာဟာဆိုင်ရာအကြောင်းကြောင့်ဖြစ်ပေါ်လာတဲ့နာနဲ့တရားပါပဲတဲ့ဒီမှာကိုယ်ရုပ်ကလည်းတရားပါကိုယ်ကျင်တဲ့စိတ်အစဉ်စဉ်ဒီဆိုင်ရာအကြောင်းကြောင့်ဒီမှာပေါ်ထွက်လာမွေးတယ်လို့ပေါ့စိတ်ချင်းမွေးတယ်ဆိုတော့ပေါ်ထွက်လာတောင်းနေပြင်းနေထုတ်လိုက်စိတ်စားရုပ်ဒါပေါ်ထွက်လာလို့ဘုရားပရမတ္တဒေါသဝိဇ္ဇမာနတ္တဘုဒ္ဓနဲ့မျက်မှောက်တွေ့အနေအချင်းစိုက်ကြည့်လိုက်လို့ရှိရင်တောင်းတလို့ကြယူသွားတဲ့သဘောတွေဟာတွေ့နေတာပဲအထင်ရှားနေတာပဲဘုဒ္ဓဝိဇ္ဇမာနရှိသေးရှိနေတာမျက်မှောက်တွေ့နေရလို့ရှိသေးရှိနေတာဒီကြစိစစ်တယ်ဆိုလို့ရှိရင်အကြောင်းကြောင့်ဖြစ်ပေါ်လာတာလည်းဟုတ်တယ်ဒါကြောင့်ဘုဒ္ဓမျက်မှောက်တွေ့အနေအချင်းလည်းပဲစိုက်ကြည့်လို့ရှိရင်လည်းသိနိုင်တာမဟုတ်လို့တကယ်အရှိသဘောလေးဖြစ်တဲ့ဆိုတာယောဂီဒီစာယူဆက်တဲ့မှာတွေ့နေတယ်ဘောလေး
And all these two physical and mental processes are all the time there in our experiences. Whenever we do something, there are those two phenomenal aspects. And those two aspects also arising because of the cause and effect processes. There would be continuity of causes and there would be continuities of effects. One after another arising, one after another creating something. So in that way, those processes are continuously arising, depending each other. So to clarify, Sayadaw would like to give an example. Suppose you are bending one of your hands. There is the bending process bit by bit, bending. That bending doesn't occur itself. There is the intent desire to bend. So So the mental process is there to act as the cause. So because of the desire of mind to bend, the bending process is there as bending, bending, bending. Whenever you are bending and you are observing the process of bending with careful attention, during that bending process there are all sorts of natures of matters. So in that bending there will be stiffness, there will be tension, there will be movement, there will be vibration, there will be softness, there will be hardness, there will be rigidity in it. All sorts of physical phenomenal aspects are there in each and every bending process of that single hand. And each and every time the powerful desire to bend is there, be bit by bit, inch by inch, following together with the process of bending. So in this way, the desire to bend is the cause and the bending process is the effect. And these are clearly observable. You can see clearly through your mind because they are present at that time as the according to the sometimes I forget the words to describe, according to the ultimate truth. So there are the stiffness, tension, vibration, all these are ultimate truths as the physical phenomena. And those physical phenomena are arising because of the condition, because of the cause. So cause and condition is there to arise. So therefore, those objects which arise through the cause and condition, according to their nature, then it is called bhuta. Because they are bhuta in another sense, they are all the time present in the sense of ultimate truth. So that is why also it is bhuta. So in this way you can get two meanings to have the meaningful word of bhuta. It is bhuta because they are arising, having the cause and conditions. And they are bhuta because they are present according to the ultimate truth.
Don't get low charge with what you say in the you pony teacher, told you there, Tauti, Tinti, Loti, Madi, Purity. Very disagree, Barney. I will call it disagree. Yeah, any let him a Gidadi, the Gabata, a Gidadi, ma. Don't you know that you do it? Tia, put up a Yodi, don't love it a tea. Don't be the tea, probably the tea that I was saying, eh? Tea of the body. Kayapa Salama, don't love it so good at the body, that is Fata flower. So do it. Count it really so really queer, get out that body, count and down. Count I never do the queer, Madame body, show your shoes, you hold them. And you too can get a little damage without being shut out. And the ma with this sensing. There are the gonna put up be a sick, the car will say, ပြီးတော့ထိတိတဲ့သဘောလေးထိလို့ကောင်းမကောင်းခံစားတဲ့သဘောလေးဒါလေးနာမ်သဘောလေးလည်းအဲ့ဒီမှာပါနေတယ်ဒီဒါလေးလည်းသိပြီးတော့လို့ရတယ်
And not only in that way we can see all the physical and mental processes. If you try to observe each and every movement of that bending process, each and every time there is knowing mind, one after another. In one bending you note, you see, oh, there is the tension. So the knowing mind is there as tension. Or there is the stiffness. So the knowing mind is there with the occurrence of stiffness as the physical process. So knowing stiffness, mind is there. And when there will be vibration, there is the mind as nerve. It is vibrating. So knowing mind is there as vibration. So if there will be hardness, there is the mind to know it as hardness. So in this way, the knowing mind also followed together. Not only the knowing mind only follows together, at that time some kind of contact with the sensitive physicality, sensitive body, which is called kaya pasada in Pali. There is some type of contact with the consciousness and the arising object of body. So that contact also one of the mental object. Because of the sensitive body process, there is the contact with the mind as the touching object. So in this way there is the contact. When there will be such contact with the sensitive physicality, at that time you may have some kind of feeling also. Because whenever you are bending slowly and slowly, there will be uncomfortable feeling in your mind. Oh, this bending has got discomfort. So that kind of feeling may arise. So sensation is there as knowing. So all sorts of these physical and mental processes are following in each and every moment whenever you try to observe clearly and precisely at the same time when those activities are there in your practice. So in this way, these physical and mental processes are ultimate truths. They are there and you can experience through your own practice. So therefore, and you can know because of this, this thing is arising because of that thing is arising. So in that way, because of the presence of those objects, you can see them, you can understand them, you can know them, you can feel them, you can even touch them. Touch means not like the touch with hand and another, one hand and another hand. It is the connection with the physical process as well and the mental process. That is called contact, phassa in Pali.
We khai da ma nandaya ani ne thin sha da di ma 3 မျိုးပေါ့တောက်တိလုံချရေးသွားတဲ့ဘောလေးတိတိသွားတဲ့ဘောတွေ့ချတဲ့ဘောသူ့လိုကောင်းကိုခံစားတဲ့ဘောအဲဒီထင်ရှားပါတယ်ဒီသဘောကတော့ကတောက်တိလုံချရေးသွားတဲ့ဘုဒ္ဓဘာယုတ်တွေပေါ့ဒီဘုဒ္ဓဘာယုတ်တွေလက်ခံဖမ်းယူတဲ့လက်ထဲမှာရှိနေတဲ့အကြည်ဓာတ်တွေပေါ့ဒါပဲထင်နေရအောင်ပေါ့ကြည်နေတဲ့သဘောတွေအဲ့ဒါရတဲ့ဒါကြီးအကျုပ်သဘောတွေပေါ့အဲဒီမှာထင်ရှားပါတယ်ပြီးတော့ဝိရခိုက်တံမှာထင်ရှားနေတဲ့ဤကြသဘောတရားလေးတွေပြီးသွားဖို့ရာအတွက်ဒီချာချာဝိဇ္ဇာကစာပြီးတော့ဆုံးသွားတဲ့အထိစ Siya sa chain that I didn't feel the sugar. See, such a sugar. She that I will see such a sugar. That will chew Mama Guna. None the body are you, the body are you. In other way, the body are you. The near mother, Sarasa, Sarasa, a yada, the poor kitty, the war in this world. So you have a salad of the car. As I tell you, you're going to Yari, South. Woman and you shall receive only what they will do. Did he tell you why? Did he tell you why you see? I had a year. Church in the fun and such a yard to it. Yeah, did you know? Chura, Shaway Chuman, China, Shaway Chiman, Sada, Shaway, Samadi. The warrior lady, Nina Wally. Edigona Yada, the Pochino, warrior lady, Tisha Pida, good. Queen Kaitama, the Chasu said that money, Yada, the Pochino. Now the warrior, you the warrior, sing you. Tisha Pida.
So in that bending process also you can get those 5 aggregates together. So the stiffness, tension, vibration, all these are physical processes. And there is the sensitive body. And because of that sensitive, clear body process, you can have good feeling in it. So that sensitive body or sensitive physicality, also the physical process or corporeality. So in that way, all those stiffness, tension, together with the body sense, they are physical processes. And when you have contact with those physical process and the mind together, then you have the mental formation as the contact. And when you get contact, you will have some feeling, good or bad, and that is the sensational mental feeling. And you know that in each and every moment that there are something occurring. So that is the consciousness aggregate. So in this way, there are 3 types of mental aggregates and 2 types of the physical aggregates. If they put together, then they become only body and mind. Each and every moment, to see clearly all these things, that is why the yogis are instructed to look at them carefully, using all the mental forces when the object arises at the present moment. So if you look very, very carefully with using all those mental strengths, mental powers in your practice, then you can see clearly how the mind and body working together actively, and you know all sorts of natures of it, and you will get some kind of taste from it. That is why the connection between physical process and mental process, and after that which you get some kind of taste-like things in it as knowing, at that time it is called sarasa, with the taste. Sayadaw gives an example. When you take food at that time, if you just put a morsel of food in your mouth and immediately swallow it, you cannot get any kind of taste from that food. But if you, after putting the morsel in your mouth, if you try to chew to get the taste in it, and as much as you chew, so much you will get the taste. If the food is sour one, then you will have, oh, the food is too much sour. And if it is bitter one, then you can feel, oh, the food is bitter. If it is sweet and palatable, then you can feel, oh, this taste is very palatable and very sweet and very pleasant, a pleasing one. So if the food is pungent one, then you can feel pungent. So in this way, all sorts of taste you will get if you chew the food with attention. As you get all sorts of taste in that food, In the same way, if you are really attentively working with each and every process of your physical and mental processes, then you will get some kind of taste in it. That is why you can feel the sarasa, tasteful thing in your practice.
Sarasa and Sabha do so that quite a David who will be a she also be a Yada the Pueblo young and Yata.
So Sayadaw says, when Sayadaw uses the word sarasa, it is not different with the sabhava, knowing the nature, true nature of the physical and mental phenomena. So each and every moment there are true nature of the physical and mental phenomena which is called sabhava, and that sabhava itself is the sarasa. So when you clearly know each and every object precisely, you are there to observe and understand all sorts of sabhavas, physical sabhavas as well as the mental sabhavas, or true nature of the phenomena.
Kuya Kaitan Namasayaga Sarasa Yaragana Dona Dina Luda Fishara Titi Dora Maludia Hamu Tamadi Dora Timadi Sumadi Dora Twitchy as Woli Vida Kazara and Woli. And Namasayaga Sarasa Didi through Tija the Wodi Ali and Natsava. Tony Luja, you don't have the Wodi Ali. You point say, Didi do the body, the other body. Generally, Didi go out, Didi Jaja, Shuhama, Shiching. So
Sayadaw would like to make more clear to the aspect, so therefore he is trying to repeatedly explain these things. So each and every moment, whenever you are noting something, whether it might be bending or whether it might be stretching or whether it might be touching anything, at that time try to see carefully, try to look very closely to the object, and you can get all sorts of physical phenomenal aspects, individual natures in it. And when you can see those individual natures separately, then only there could be some understanding. And that understanding is really the tasteful one, which you gain from the practice. So therefore, in one noting of bending, there will be various types of physical processes as the true nature of the physicality. So in one bending, if you try to note carefully, there will be tension, there will be vibration, there will be pressure, there will be stiffness, there will be hardness, there will be softness. So all these are, you are not knowing it, you are noting it, but you are knowing it, not noting. You are just noting as bending. So that noting is separate than the knowing of the phenomenal aspects. While you are carefully noting the bending posture, bending object, at that time there are several knowable things as the physical process and the mental process. When you are observing or you are realizing there is tension, and there is the mental process to know it as tension. So the tension as the physical object and knowing it as the mental object. So they are together, working together to get the taste in your noting. So although you are noting bending only, there are all sorts of natural individual natures of physical and mental processes, and those are the sabhavas, true natures. And when you get those true natures, so you are getting the tasteful thing in your practice. and that is the good taste, with taste. And to have that kind of taste, that is why all the time Sayadaw instructing to you, try to note very precisely, try to note very closely, try to note accurately, try to note with proper effort, try to note with proper observing power, try to note with going deep into it. All these instructions are there because to understand those real aspects, to get those real taste in your practice. Without such powerful endeavor, powerful observance, powerful concentration, no one can realize such things in the practice.
ဒီလိုတိကျသဘာဝလေးတွေမဟုတ်ဘူးအဲဒီကုနာကိုယ်တဲ့ခိုက်တာမှာထင်ရှားနေတဲ့တရားသာတော့ပွဲစရစခေါ်တဲ့သဘာဝတရားလေးဖြစ်ပေါ်ပြီးတော့ကြောက်ကြသွားကြောင်းလဲသွားတာလေးပေါ့ဒါလေးတွေပြီးတယ်ခုနဇာတဲ့ရောက်လာတဲ့ရှားပေါ်ရောက်လာတဲ့အရာလေးတွေခြုံပြီးတော့ချက်ချင်းပြောက်ငံပြီးတော့ချက်ချင်းပြောက်ဘာမှကြာလာမှုတကလားလေးပဲကြောက်သွားတာသဘာဝအရာလေးတွေလည်းပဲထင်းတယ်အဲ့ဒါလေးတွေပြောက်သွားတာထင်ရှားတယ်ဒါလိုပဲကိုယ်ရဲ့ခဏမှာဒီချာစစ်ဆိုင်ပါလို့ရှိရင်တောက်ပြီးတော့ပြောက်တင်းပြီးတော့ပြောက်လှုပ်ပြီးတော့ပြောက်ရွေ့ပြီးတော့ပြောက်တောက်တင်းပြီးတော့ပြောက်တောက်ကောင်းခံစားပြီးတော့ပြောက်စားပြီးတာလေးဟောင်းပြအသစ်ဆက်ပြီးတော့ပေါ့လေနေပုံလေးတွေပါချင်းရဆုံးလေးတွေပါအချင်းရလေးတွေပါဖြစ်ဆွဲပြီးတော့ပြီးတတ်တယ်ပထမတီးကြသဘာဝတီးပဲနောက်ရှိမှပါများလို့ရှိရင်အဟောင်းတိပြောင်းလို့ပြီးတော့ဖြစ်နေတယ်အများဆိုင်ပေါ့လေအများသဘာဝလေးတွေဒါလေးတွေဖြစ်ဆွဲပြီးတော့ပြီးတတ်တယ်
If you are carefully noting each and every arising object at the same time, simultaneously, precisely, concurrently, as you know the individual natures of those physical and mental phenomena, after that, you can even note the common nature of those physical and mental phenomena. Suppose you are noting the one bending object at a time. Within that bending object, there are so many individual physical and mental natures. So each and every those physical individual natures are arising and immediately passing away. So if you are knowing their tension, the tension doesn't remain after that knowing. Together with knowing, that tension disappears. If you know there the vibration also, together with knowing, it disappears and another vibration will come again. That also disappears, another vibration will come again. In the same way, or sometimes tension after vibration after pressure after stiffness. So one after another, when you know it, immediately they are disappearing, immediately they are passing away, immediately they are dissolving. Nothing could be gained as substantial thing, permanent thing, everlasting thing in such natures. So that those impermanency is the common nature, general nature of those physical and mental phenomena. Each and every mental physical processes tend to arise and tend to dissolve. So all these phenomenal aspects are dissolving, arising and passing away. One object arises, passes away, another object arises, passes away, another object arises, passes away. So in this way, even you can see those common natures of the physical and mental phenomena if you are really paying attention in your noting. And the Sayadaw says that when you are chewing the food and you are getting the various taste in it, sometimes you get the sour taste. Immediately after having that taste, so another taste will come. The first taste dissolves, and that taste also realized, and that is also dissolved, and another taste will come. So in one morsel of food there might be different types of taste coming and going, arising and passing away. As you have different taste in one morsel of food, in the same way there will be various tastes in your each and every noting, so arising and passing away processes as the individual natures as well as the common natures.